Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to my channel for another Hot Toys Secret Base figure preview video. Before we begin, I have to say a huge thank you to Matthew for going out in person and snapping these stunning high-res pics. Show Matthew some love in the comments below. Without him, this video literally wouldn't be possible. For those wondering where Ryan is, it's okay, chill, he's on holiday, that's why Matthew has stepped in to take the pics. If you're looking to pre-order your very own Batman from The Flash, with or without Batcycle, he's available from toyswonderland.com. Link for that is in the description below. They have Pay in 4 and a loyalty program. While you're down there, why not hit that subscribe, bell notification icon, and join button, so you're notified as soon as a brand new review or figure preview video goes live on the channel. For those of you who don't know, blue and grey Batman is my jam. That is my favourite look for the Dark Knight. And Ben Affleck is also my favourite live-action Batman, so this look for him in The Flash, it's pretty much my perfect combo. I've been waiting forever to see a blue and grey suited Batman on the big screen. As much as we all love Adam West, you'll know that's not what I'm talking about. A badass version of Batman in the blue cowl and the grey suit. Unfortunately, he's not perfect, and we have a lot to discuss in just a second. For hands, you get a full complement, and they're all new and specific to this version of Ben Affleck's Batman. You still have the hand wraps, but in blue, and the gloves, they're different. They've got some ribbing on the back of the fingers. They are reminiscent of the BVS and Justice League suits, just without the gold knuckles, and also with some extra armor plating on the back of the palm. You have 3 batarangs with some speckling of dirt and grime on the surface, and the metal rod for the grapnel gun, plus a extra little grappling hook just to slot onto the side of the gun itself. This little image does showcase a couple of features of Batman: moving eyes, 2 different cowls, and swappable mouth plates. Speaking of which, here is one of the cowls. If you're wondering why 2 cowls, one is seamless, meaning no neck articulation, whereas the other has neck articulation. So that means on the bike, thanks to that added joint and the cut underneath his chin, you can have him riding the bike and looking forward, which is essential for a proper bike riding pose. Don't worry, we'll get back to the cowl, we'll talk about the likeness, which is the biggest issue with the entire figure. The display base is the same as the new 2023 modern suit Keaton figure, so they're keeping them consistent with the line. Just like I said in the Keaton preview video, this makes me really happy. I love seeing consistency. And the base lights up, it's got a blue light up function rather than Keaton's yellow. So when you have them all lined up, if they do make Flash and if they make Supergirl, these bases are going to look fantastic. If you can light these up permanently, I absolutely will. Moving on to the Batsuit itself, you're either going to really like this suit or you're really not. I don't think you can be in the middle this time. It's a very polarizing look for Batfleck. You do have the grey suit, and we'll talk about the material choice and the texture and whatnot in just a second. But over the top of that grey suit, there is just so much armor plating. There are a couple of blue sections, we've got some gunmetal, we've got some silver, and a lot of honeycomb, a lot of different textures, straps, buckles. It is a very busy design, and some people have even said that it comes across a little bit sportswear-ish, like he's gone to a sports store and bought a bunch of knee pads and elbow pads, and that's what he's put on top of his Batsuit. I understand that, and if you don't like this look and it's not for you, okay, maybe you can do some mods, maybe you can take some of these pieces off, and then you can just have the Batsuit. I don't think that's possible, for the record. Who knows? Customizers, go crazy. One thing that I really don't like, and I hate to draw your attention to this unnecessarily, there is a straight seam up the front of his crotch. I do not know why that's there. All of the previous Batsuits that Batfleck has worn have not had that straight line up the crotch. Maybe it's because they needed to put that there to have the 2 pieces of material fused so he has enough articulation to go on the Batcycle. Potentially without that seam there, the fabric might have stretched and ripped, so they had to do that to give you a maximum range of motion. I'm pleased to report that this time, I reckon they've nailed the cape. It looks like a lightweight fabric, it's fully wired, and there's a little bit of a weave to it. So there's texture, it's visually interesting, it's not just a flat piece of blue fabric. The way it connects to the cowl isn't actually accurate though. It's also super, super ugly. It's just a straight cut across the sides of the cowl. Whereas in the film, the cowl and the cape, they are just one thing. They're fused together. It's material all the way up. I don't exactly know how they did that. It's obviously CGI or something in the film. But in figure format, it just could have been done better. They could have done something to have that material perhaps just work its way up over the top of the bottom piece of the cowl and underneath the head sculpt. That way, it would have looked seamless. Whereas here, you can see that straight cut. It is very, very obvious. I know I sound like I'm complaining a lot. Is there anything that I like on this figure? Yes, there is, and we'll get to that. Before we do, just one more thing to complain about, the head sculpt. It looks nothing like Ben Affleck. Some people say they can see the likeness, and I applaud you if you can. I can't. In fact, Hot Toys have taken away all of the distinctive features of Ben Affleck. The cleft chin, the mole on the side of his face that you can see when he's wearing the cowl. And they've added features that just aren't his. They've added these wrinkles, these frown lines around his mouth and the lips. They're a little bit more pouty than Ben Affleck. Some people are saying they didn't get his likeness rights, a possibility. Others are saying that it looks more like Richard Citrone or Rick English, the stunt double for Ben Affleck. And if that's what they decided to do in the end, to go ahead and make the figure, I understand. I would have preferred if they had secured Ben Affleck's likeness rights before making this figure, not after and then updating it later. If that's what they plan to do, we'll have to wait and see. For now, I'm going to rely on a customizer, maybe Unreal Customs or someone else, to come along and make a better faceplate to pop in this cowl. Shifting gears for just a second to look at the Batcycle. Get it? Gears? Motorcycle? I am so sorry. This thing looks like an absolute unit. It is big, it is chunky, and just check out those massive tires around the front. You have two of them. There are some exhaust ports on the side with some heat treatments. They've been superheated as Batsy has been driving this thing around. They're purple and blue thanks to the flames that I would imagine shoot out of them. You have that little holder on the underside to keep the bike upright if he's not on it. Then the entire finish is disheveled. You've got scratches everywhere, you've got pitting, you've got dirt and grime. This thing, it has seen some action, and I cannot wait to see this in action in the film. Around the back, you've got some carbon fiber sections, and the engine slash thruster thing in the middle is done in a copper color. So it's not boring. There is stuff to look at here. This could have very easily just been a big, chunky piece of plastic that was devoid of detail and was boring as hell. Luckily, it isn't, and I am more than happy to add this into the display alongside this version of Batman. If this thing is as cool on screen as I think it's going to be, oh, I'm very excited to get this thing in hand. I'm also curious if the wheels are rubber and if you can turn the handlebars. That's a question that I suppose we'll have to answer when we finally get this thing in hand, some point down the line. If you are looking to pre-order your very own Batcycle and Batman, or just Batman, or just the Batcycle, I have popped the links for that in the description below to toyswonderland.com. They have Pay in 4 and a loyalty program. While you're down there, why not hit that subscribe, bell notification icon, and join button, if you like the sound of seeing your name in the end credits of my reviews. Like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll catch you in the next video.